Nobody told me how much work conventions were, so I'm telling you. I am super duper excited to be a Dolls North guest and also have a table at Anime North / Dolls North this year. The prep for this has been intensive, but a lot of fun. Hey there, welcome to the Teeny Tinkers channel. I make ball jointed doll and craft related content. Speaking of craft related content, I think that's a really good place to start with this prep. Crafts. In this case, the crafts are products I made for my table. Of course, I made a bunch of ball jointed dolls, like a bunch. I made teeny tinies, which are my 25 to 30 centimeter line in blank, painted, and full setted forms. There's also micros, which are the 15 centimeter versions of my dolls. These are only available as full set though. I did not make any kits of these, not this time at least. I made a lot of my existing sculpts, of course, but I also saw this convention as an opportunity to try some new things. And we all know how much I love trying new things around here. Doll-wise, there's a few examples of this, so let's run through new dolls before I get into my artsy side quests. With Teeny Tinies, there are 2 new sculpts, which I premiered in a video on this channel 2 weeks ago. But as a refresher, or to people who are new here, hello by the way, these 2 new dolls include my first anthro ball jointed doll, Iris, which is a lamb, as well as Hiccup, my accidentally flawed pixie girl. There's 8 or 10 irises, but only 4 hiccups, and it's going to be the only 4 hiccups ever made, so show them some love. If you like them, pick them up, all of that good stuff. As I mentioned before, micros are only full setted, but in the name of affordable options, because they can be quite expensive, I have crafted some new, simpler dolls. Introducing the Teeny Tinkers Chibis. They're about 14 to 17 centimeters tall, depending on the variation. The larger ones have a Clover, Saturn, and simple anime face sculpt. All are paintable eyes and not inset eyes. I have painted, blank, and kit versions ready to go. And that was a big part of the prep too, was just making the kits and the blank dolls and packaging them separately. That took quite a long time as well. I finished 12 of these in Studio Ghibli full sets, which again made their way into a video on this channel in early April. I'll be sure to link any mentioned videos that are mentioned in this video in the description below. But for dolls, that's all I have time to show you right now. If you want to see each doll I have ready, be sure to check out the Everything I Made videos on my second channel, because I need to talk more about the product prep, and while I do that, I'll show some of the other stuff I made. I pretty much made everything at my table by hand. Many things are made out of resin, sanded, strung, painted, sealed, etc, etc, etc. As well, there are multiples of most things, and I have a pretty big, maybe obscenely big selection, I think. Usually when I see booths in Artist Alley, they have less types of items and more often like have an outsourced production, think mugs, t-shirts, keychains, that kind of thing. I mean, the reason for why is super obvious from where I'm at now. I am utterly pooped. I'm just gonna say it, if I get an invite next year, I will definitely be using the information I learned from this con as far as like products that were popular or what people liked, etc, etc, to plan my product stock for next year, because yeah, this was a lot. Hours and days and weeks. Like, I started working on this in January, guys. Like, I have been making so much stuff for so long. It's a lot. And outside of making the items, I packaged all of the products that are going to be behind the counter. Basically, the stock of things I have up front in individual bags or boxes. This will hopefully help speed up the checkout time for like in-person sales, as well as for any online sales later. Part of my prep was finding packaging that was not only the right size and in colors that complement my brand, but they also needed to have a clear window because all items are hand painted. There are slight variations between them, and I didn't want anybody to be surprised or anything by something looking different than they expected. Following that, I sorted all my products into these stackable scrapbooking bins I got at Michael's and labeled them with numbers. I will have my awesome partner Travis at my booth with me wearing a Teeny Tinker shirt, and I wanted to make things super simple for him since he's, working for free.
Bruh.
Partner appreciation moment. Okay, I won't lie, making the products and packaging by hand took the biggest share of prep time, but that was the fun part and the part I was expecting to take a lot of time. Let's get into the other stuff that I honestly did not even think about before I had to do it. Alright, so like I said, I want things to be straightforward for my partner and myself as I can get frazzled, and I know I can get frazzled. So teeny tinies and other numbered dolls like micros are already numbered, the COAs are already filled out, descriptions, prices, and more are added to a cheat sheet for behind the counter. I've also made all of the convention product pages in my online store, adjusted currency settings, stock quantities. It's so boring, guys, but yeah, that took a lot more time than I thought it was going to. But all of that prep work should make things a lot smoother at the table itself. But, what's more important than the back of the table? The front, of course. I made a lot of my own signage for this convention using thick photo paper and cardboard. I did check some places online to order from, and oh my god, they're so expensive. I'm really happy though with this corner pop-out I made of Gale and Poppy, two of my dolls and original characters, as well as all of these kind of easy to read price badges I made. I want people to be able to see pricing from a little bit away from the table since it gets really crowded in the convention. I did try to make my own main banner and it sucked. I was not happy with it at all. So I ended up ordering that one through the print service I use for my t-shirts and mugs. Okay, so signage is ready. I already did a dry run setting up my table on my second channel back in March, and it needed some work. I'm happy to say the second run went much better, much better. I'll show you that in a moment, but first let's take a break for Doll of the Week. This week's Doll of the Week is a regular feature here, and that's Gigglefish. I think this is the third time she's been mentioned on this channel, but she's amazing. She shared one of the clovers she got in last year's pre-order all done up, and she did it again with the most amazing creepy cute style. I don't know. The flower eye, the horns, the face up, it's all super duper cool. And I just wanted to say thank you again, Gigglefish, for always sharing. Now, if you would like to be considered for Doll of the Week, you can share on Instagram using hashtag TeenyTinkersDolls, although that doesn't always work, but you can please tag me at TeenyTinkers. I also have a Discord where we have a whole Teeny Tinkers Dolls photo share channel, and that would be extra awesome. All of that is linked down in the description, as well as my email, because of course you can always just email me photos. I'm also considering alternating Doll of the Week with a fan art moment of the week, but we'll see how that goes. So if you wanted to make fan art of my dolls, or if you've ever made fan art of my dolls, I'd love to see it, and you can also share that in the email in the description. Okay, we're in a time crunch, so let's get back to setting up this table. For my table, I picked up some clear acrylic risers for the small dolls and figures, as well as clear acrylic stands for the bigger dolls. All of the dolls and figures stand fine on their own, but with the table traffic and indoor air, which is a thing, like an indoor breeze, and also me and my partner shuffling through the boxes, I'd rather have the extra stability and visibility that the risers and stands bring. And, also not have to deal with dolls falling face first at the worst times. The other thing I have to do the prep is to create a kind of fix-up box, a maintenance box, because my products are things like dolls and stuff that have wigs. That means I have to bring things like a wig brush and eye putty and anything where if a doll kind of gets handled too hard or their hair gets messed up, I need to be able to fix that. I also set up a little shopping area for clothes, props, and accessories for mainly teeny tinies and MSD size dolls. There's also USD stuff and some SD stuff as well. I also want to throw a quick note in here that if you're still watching, I hope that means that you're enjoying the video. And if you're enjoying the video, I would please ask that if you're not subscribed to just go ahead and take a minute to subscribe. Help me out. I'm really trying to hit 10K. It would be super cool for you to do that. Also, if you want to leave a comment telling me what your favorite thing you've seen me make in this video is, that would also be super duper cool. I'm hoping the setup should only take about an hour or so since I will have help next time. But yeah, I think the layout's really cute, especially the pink and yellow theme I have going. I'm really trying to find a balance between looking full versus overcrowded while still displaying all of my options. But again, this should only be an issue this year. By the way, and how have I not said this already? The convention is May 24th to 26th weekend, so it's super soon. It's going to be held at the Toronto Congress Centre and Delta Hotel Airport. My table is across Artist Alley by the Dolls North display, which I recommend checking out. It's always super fun. Besides tabling, which has been the main focus of this video, I have some other stuff going on, so let's just go through that too. As part of being a guest, I did donate a prize for Dolls North based on the Magic Users theme. She is a Gale Magical Girl. Of course, this was also, guess what? A video on this channel, which you can check out and will be linked in the description below. And I'm not entirely sure what game she's for, but I really hope whoever wins her loves her a lot. Another thing I'm going to be doing is hosting a panel. I haven't done public speaking since college, so guys, I'm really nervous. My topic is, the ways you can sculpt. A little, a little Dr. Seuss inspired. But it's about the process and experience of sculpting both traditionally and digitally, dolls, figures, all kinds of stuff. The panel slot is 45 minutes, so please come by if you're attending. I'll try not to word vomit all this information in 20 minutes, and leave some room for questions at the end. But yeah, I would love to see you guys. Please come say hi. It would be super awesome. Also, if you aren't attending, I thought I would mention that anything left over from the convention will be available June 5th in an online stock sale. That's at my website, teenytinkers.com. I have the product pages mostly ready to go, so it's just about taking inventory stock and adding product weights and stuff in the end. I should be able to have that done in the days after the convention. After my nap. But that pretty much wraps this up. If you're already subscribed to this channel, thanks so much for subscribing. If you're new here, I hope you like the content and consider subscribing. It's really my goal to hit that 10K, guys, and it would be amazing if you guys would just go ahead, comment, help me out in the algorithm. As always, I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye.